Ah, the great comedy pairs of history, Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, Thor and Hulk.
Hey, let's do Get Help.
What?
Get Help.
No.
Come on, you love it.
I hate it.
It's great. It works every time.
It's humiliating.
Do you have a better plan?
No.
We're doing it.
We are not doing Get Help.
Get help! Please! My brother's dying! Get help! Help him!
Classic.
Still hate it? It's humiliating.
No, not for me, it's not.
Thor Ragnarok is the third solo Thor movie. Chris Hemsworth, once again, taking up the hammer as Thor, the god of thunder, protecting Asgard from all types of evil, including one close to him that he didn't even know existed. Is the Thor movie running a little dry? Is there anywhere else to go in this world? Well, here's 5 things you might want to know about Thor Ragnarok. I'm probably not one who would say the Thor franchise is getting stale after 2 movies, but I gotta tell you, even if you are one, I think this is gonna bring it back for you. This is a lot of fun. And let's start there. This is the one thing you'll probably hear more than anything else coming out of this movie is how funny it is. And yes, it is hilarious. I laughed out loud many times during this movie. It's almost more of a comedy than it even is a sci-fi action film. Now, of course, there's superhero stuff in it. There's all that stuff you know from the universe and these characters. But overall, it's just a fun and funny ride. Now, I'll caution you not to get your humor expectations up too high, because I think that can be backfire a little bit. Sometimes when you're expecting something to make you laugh out loud, it's much harder for it to do so. Just go in to watch a good movie and enjoy it as it comes along, because I think you're going to have a great time. Now, one of the reasons the humor works so well has a name. The name is Jeff Goldblum. Man, is that guy funny. Listen, I can never get enough Jeff Goldblum in my life, especially when he's playing a character like this. This is the perfect character for Jeff Goldblum. I loved every single moment he was on the screen. I had such a fun time with his character in this. His delivery, it's crazy, right? Because Goldblum's delivery is extremely unique. Nobody talks like Jeff Goldblum does. And yet at the same time, it's so perfect for what he's doing here. Jeff Goldblum is a huge part of the reason this movie works. The other person who's a huge reason that this movie succeeds is named Taika Waititi, the director. I love his style. I love his quirkiness. Now, he hasn't done a big budget film like this before. You know, Hunt for the Wilder People was very small and down to earth, but it had the same kind of quirky sense of humor. I think the colors here, the style here, the soundtrack here, all of this seems to bear his fingerprints in a really unique and fun and interesting way. The sound especially, it's almost reminiscent of Tron, a little bit Stranger Things. It's almost kind of that same 80s nostalgic, retro techno soundtrack thing that Stranger Things has going on. All around, stylistically, I loved this movie. I loved what it was doing with the music, the colors, the quirk, the humor. It's all good. But we haven't even gotten to the best thing about the movie yet, and that's that it kind of breaks out of the Marvel mold. There are these certain things that you just come to expect from Marvel movies, and they work fine enough. They're enjoyable enough. I love the Marvel movies, almost all of them. But this one does some interesting new things. For one, the tone is different. They really let this be a different kind of movie, and I think the movie succeeds because of it. Second, the end is different. Now, I don't want to go into details because I don't want to spoil things, but every Marvel movie pretty much has seemed to end in the same kind of way, and this one doesn't. It takes another approach, and I really appreciated that. So the fact that it's breaking out of those Marvel bonds a little bit, I think is good news, not just for this movie, but for the whole expanded universe. So let's get to the negatives, and I did have a pretty big one for me, although I'm not sure it'd be a huge negative for everyone, so let's just go ahead and give it a yellow. The Hulk is different here, and what I mean by different is he's more brought to the front, and I don't think I like it. I think it brings out the problems I have with this character because he's more front and center in this movie. When he's used in the Avengers in a very, kind of a small role, I think that's perfect. But here, he's brought forward, and it just makes me remember, I don't understand this character. I don't understand the rules of how this character works. For instance, how strong is he? Can anybody beat him? Can he be knocked down? Can he be knocked out? What exactly can he pick up? It's just, it's all kind of like necessary for the moment it's in. And secondly, with this character, and I think more importantly from a character perspective, who's in control and why are they in control? When are they in control? Is it Banner? Is it the Hulk? How does that change? Why is he Hulk longer sometimes than other? All that stuff they're starting to explore. And I get that Banner doesn't know the answer to those questions either. But I think as an audience, we need a little more to hang our hat on with this character so that we can buy into him, understand him more. Otherwise, I don't feel like it works as well. Overall, though, I had a blast at Thor Ragnarok. I think it's wonderful. I think it's fun. I think Jeff Goldblum is incredible. Even though I had some issues with the Hulk, which I usually do, I still gave it an A-. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. Before we do, though, let's connect further. Hit me up on Twitter. AARONDICER is my name, at Aaron Dicer. Love to chat with you there. If you do the podcast thing, subscribe to SiftPop, SiftPop. It's our weekly podcast on pop culture that we do. Subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff at YouTube. We'd love to have you along for the ride here. And finally, thank you for your support at Patreon. It starts at $3 a month. Some really fun perks, some really fun stuff going on there right now. Just check it out. It's patreon.com/yourmoviefriend. Thank you for the support. It's absolutely humbling. Again, starts at $3 each month. All right, on to the best ever challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to guess my choice. Let's just go with an abstract one. What is the best ever movie that ends in the letter K? Thor Ragnarok ends in K. Can you think of some other good ones? For me, I think the best one would have to be the one, well, you'll probably have to unlearn a lot of things you've learned to know the one I'm talking about. I think that's all I'm going to give you. Take a guess at mine in the comments. First person to get it right does get a point. As always, I'd love to hear yours there too, and I'll give you a few extra seconds here. To hit subscribe, just click my face.